Let's go over the dumbbell deadlift. With the deadlift, a few things to keep in mind. That number one, it is a hip hinge exercise. So with this exercise, my hips are hinging and I just have a slight bend in my knees. Versus a squat, I get a lot of bend in my knees and it's very knee dominant driven. Whereas a deadlift is very much hip hinge driven by my glutes and my hamstrings. Couple of things to point out with the deadlift. I want to keep a nice neutral spine. So meaning that as I go down, I'm not arching my back like this, and I'm also not rounding at the shoulders like this. Everything stays nice and neutral, setting my hips back, coming down till about, I want to say mid-shin, and then I'm going to push up. One other thing is similar to a squat, I want to keep pressure in the heels of my feet. If I start to put pressure in my toes, I'm going to get myself very off balance and inevitably fall forward. So I'm going to pull my toes up off the ground or take off your running shoes and do it either flat-footed or with a good pair of chucks that are flat-soled. Setting my hips back, coming down, and then back up. Now I'm going to add weight to this. When you're adding weight with dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever it might be, there's a couple different ways that you can hold it. You can either hold with the weights at your sides and performing it like a suitcase deadlift, or you can have the weights come slightly in front and perform it this way. Either one is fine. If you are struggling keeping your shoulders back and you find that you round at the shoulders a lot, I would suggest trying a suitcase deadlift to begin with. So I'm going to start here, keeping my chin looking neutral, so I'm not looking up and I'm not looking down, just looking straight ahead. I'm going to send my hips back like there's a door behind me and I want to shut it with my butt. Send my hips back, come down to about mid-shin, and then the other cue that I really like is I want to imagine I push the floor away and I come up with my hips and my shoulders coming up at the same time. So I don't want to come up shoulders first and then my hips. Everything descends and ascends at the same time. Hope that's helpful. If you have questions, be sure to ask.